Thank you so much, Daniel Levy, US Middle East Project. Prime Minister Olmert reminded us of his visit to Annapolis. And on his return from Annapolis, the Prime Minister, in an interview with Haaretz, said that if the two-state solution collapses, this will become a South African-style fight for equal rights. Now, 16 years later, in the last couple of years, we've had reports from the major human rights organizations, Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, making that designation as a legal designation, that the crime of apartheid is being committed. This is something that many Palestinians would say is not anything new. But what I think is new is the global environment. And in that respect, I'd perhaps like to ask you, Minister Huitfeldt. This conference has discussed Ukraine quite a lot. And it's discussed the split between the North and South. And in that respect, look, double standards, hypocrisy in geopolitics, it's hardly breaking news. But the extent of this disconnect in terms of how the acquisition of territory by force, illegal annexation, de jure and de facto, violations of human rights and international law, the destruction in Gaza, the extent to which we see in this instance, the world's response is one of impunity, zero accountability. I just wonder if the minister could shed some light for us on, is this an issue that at all comes up for you when you speak to some of those floating vote global South countries? And perhaps a question to anyone on the panel, if, and perhaps it's if and when, there is a veto at the United Nations Security Council by the United States for precisely upholding international law on settlements, what kind of message would this send and what impact might that have? Thank you.
Mr. Huitfeldt. And as Mr. Levy said, I often meet this argument from countries in the global South. So I think we will fail if we are not crystal clear and condemn a violation of international law wherever it happens. So we have to uphold and stick to those common values. So I think this is increasingly important in this situation.